Well, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is having a good day so far and had a good night's rest last night. We're back out on the trail, getting ready to make some miles. It is a beautiful day for hiking. Trying to get my second breath. I just got dropped off a little later than I like to go, but again, you have to go when people can go. So getting my day started about 8:30, and temperatures in the low 50s today. I think we're going to be close to 70s today, so it'll get warmer as the day progresses, but for now it's perfect for hiking. So the plan for today is a 16-mile day, and we are headed to a shelter. And as I mentioned, I think in the previous video, we'll be out camping either in the shelter or in a tent for the next 3 nights, including tonight. And just trying to progress north. So we'll see. I don't think the terrain is going to be very, very tough today. I think there's a couple of significant dips and climb back out, but nothing that we haven't done before for sure. And we're still in New York. I think we'll be in Connecticut. It might be tomorrow. I have to double check the map. New York and Connecticut kind of run together for a bit. And there's actually, I think, 2 or 3 places where it looks like you're welcome to Connecticut kind of signs. But the first one we see, we're going to take it, and we're going to say we're in Connecticut. So I think that's within the next 30 some miles. So yeah, we'll look forward to crossing into Connecticut, and before you know it, we'll be into Massachusetts. I think Connecticut's only like 51 miles or something like that. It's a pretty small state. And we'll check these things off fairly quickly until we get to the last couple, which they're pretty slow. I mean, they're hard, and they're not the shortest states either, but we'll make the best of that. So right now we're going to focus on today, and today we've got 16 miles of hiking in New York, and we're going to push forward and make it an awesome day. So I hope everybody else is having a wonderful day, and I will look forward to sharing anything that might be interesting as we get a little bit further down the path. That's where we came from. That's where we're going. I just checked the app, and it appears that we're okay on pace. Can't say that we're setting the world on fire, but after almost 2 hours, just after 1 hour, we're a little over 2 miles, so that's pretty good. The terrain has been varied, I would say. That's kind of cool. And we've had some of this rock climbing, and we've had some smooth trail. And the trail's been very crooked, just like you go just a little ways and turns. And anyway, here we got our first view of the day. It's awesome. I believe this to be canopus. I'm not saying cannabis, I'm saying canopus. Canopus. I believe that's how they spell it. Lake. And that over there is Canopus Beach. I cannot even speak today. But I think there's actually a shelter down there, and I had considered going there originally when I was building my plan. Then of course the plan got rained out, but it would have delivered me there instead of today, which is Monday. I'd have been there on the Sunday, and everything I read was that, you know, that's a very popular site, as you might imagine, for locals to come play in the water and sit on the beach. And therefore the shelter that's down there, let's just say it's not a quiet little place off the trail. You have a lot of noise and whatnot, so I chose not to go there to begin with, but then it got rained out anyway, so it didn't really matter. But plans change. Now I'm hiking further to a different shelter today, at least to a shelter area today, and we'll see what that looks like when we get there. Overall, pretty good day. Probably not as easy as I anticipated it being, but not terribly hard either. Just a good old average day. All right, everybody, we'll check back with you as we get a little bit further down the path. All right, everybody, we got our first really long range view here in New York today. Real pretty. It is a beautiful day. Of course, here, this has been here a long time, but it's in memory of September 11th. I can tell that somebody has painted and repainted more than a few times, but it's pretty cool. All right, let's keep on pressing on. Hope everybody's having an awesome day. Look at this beautiful trail now, folks. I don't know if I need to be upset with New York or in love with New York, to be honest with you. It's just, it switches one way or the other about every mile. And right now I'm kind of loving it. So we're about 5 miles in for today against the 16-mile plan, and we're going to come up on a shelter here in a couple of miles. And I haven't been showing a lot of shelters, you know, they're all kind of the same, you know, a little bit, you know, but this one's a little bit different. So when there's something different and unique about them, I like to stop and check them out. So we'll do that, and then we'll see what we have out in front of us from there. So check out the cool trail. Or if you need to pitch a tent, there's plenty of places here. Really nice. All right, we'll catch up with you a little further down the path. Here we go, walking some more planks today. Beautiful wildflowers over here. Nice water source. It's real pretty. All right, folks, this is the shelter I alluded to earlier. It's called the Ralph's Peak Hikers Cabin. I guess that seems like a mouthful. So now it's just referred to as the RPH shelter. So at one point, this was a fully enclosed concrete building, cabin, and they knocked one wall out, added in, what, 6 bunks. There's plenty of floor space in here for a lot of people. And so it's a pretty cool spot, really. This is the addition that I think is really cool. Looks like somebody's been working in the attic and they fell through. You know, I got some books here. Yeah. So it's pretty neat. Nice little back porch here. Chairs. Very nice. This would be a good one to stop in, but it didn't work for my miles today, so we are going to go to a shelter area a little bit further down the path. So they have a privy too, further this way. All right, so in terms of next things that I know that we're going to see is there is another deli. I stopped at a deli yesterday, which was great. This one's a little bit further off the trail, but it's probably worth going to. And it's going to end up coming a little bit later in the day too. So there's the privy sitting out here majestically. And I'm going to try to get to this deli. It's called the New York Deli and Pizza. And but I probably won't get there before about 2 or 2:30, but that'll be okay. It'll be a late lunch, and then maybe I can carry something with me back to the shelter, which will only be probably 4 or 5 miles from there. So that's something to think about. We'll see. I might change my mind altogether. I don't know. But right now I'm thinking about food. Like we're back to walking on some rocky ridge. I don't think this will last very long though. I think it's just an outcropping really. As I said, that was kind of a non-eventful event. All right. We head on. We're about 3.6 miles, I think, from this deli, pizza deli. And I'm still contemplating on that one, to be honest with you. I got lots of food in my backpack, and my pack isn't getting any lighter if I keep eating food from a store or from a restaurant. So I'll think about that. I'll probably get close and start smelling it, you know, a quarter mile away, and that'll help make a decision. We'll see. We got plenty of time to worry about that. All right, everybody, we got some nice views here. This is called the Hosner Mountain. Hosner, Hosner, Hosner. You know, I couldn't pass it up. Corrado's Pizza, as well as Stormville Deli Market, which is next door. So it's great. Unfortunately, it's half a mile off the trail, but I believe I might have the lady who runs the Stormville Market convinced to potentially take me and another guy up to the top of the hill and back on trail. So we'll see. All right, everybody. Got a little bit of a view out through there. Since we talked last, I was at the, I guess I was at the pizza deli place, and the pizza there was great. And I was doing my best to see if I could get someone to take me back to the trailhead, which is it was about a half a mile to the trailhead. So I was doing everything I could to make that work, but unfortunately that did not work. So we ended up walking back. Not a big deal. And now we're headed back to the shelter. So I think it's going to be a pretty clean yet very old shelter. So I'll look at it when we get there and decide if I'm going to stay in it or not. I have one fellow with me, and we both might stay in the shelter. We'll just have to see how everything works out. But more information once we get there. Hope everybody's had a great day. Okay, everybody, we made it to the shelter area, and right there is the Appalachian Trail where I came off. And look at this nice camp area. Tons of flat spots for a tent. So I'm kind of thinking I might tent, honestly. I'll let my friend have the shelter if he'd like. One thing I am noticing is a fair amount of bug activity, you know, just flying bugs, stuff, you know, and I'm sure that might be a problem after dark. I'm not sure, maybe not. But here is the shelter itself. Okay, kind of a pretty cool old log cabin. Lots of handiwork there. And it is pretty clean for its age. Not too shabby. It says 1984 up there, but I would definitely guess it to be older than 1984. I'm older than 1984, and I look better than this thing. This is the Morgan Stewart Memorial Shelter. Okay. Here's some information. Good. Look, it's only 17 more miles to the Connecticut state line. I'd like to tell you we'll make that tomorrow, but I think I'm stopping at about 17 miles. So it might be the day after. So there's the Bear Mountain Bridge. It's 34 miles to the south. That's where we actually crossed it yesterday. Excuse me. We crossed it yesterday. So Delaware Water Gap, remember that spot? That's just south of the New Jersey line. That's 147 miles since we've done that. And Springer Mountain, Georgia, 1,444.7. It's a long way back home. So, yeah, I think this is a pretty cool shelter. I think my friend might enjoy staying here. I'm really leaning towards putting up my tent. Honestly, I don't think it'll take me that long to pull it down and get ready and all that. And I think I'll be, you know, out of these bugs. I don't know if you can see all these bugs, but you might see some bugs flying around my head. So, anyway, for that reason, I think I will just go ahead and set my tent. So anyway, good day today. I have to go look at the miles again, but seems like we did, I think it was a total of 17 miles, I want to say. I'll recheck that one. I always put it on the video, on the thumbnail anyway, but all in all, really good day. We ended today at mile 1,444. So a really, really good day. So I hope everybody else had a great day today as well. Highlights, you know, a lot of it was a lot of walking in the woods. We did have a few views, which is nice. Not dramatic views, but we had a few views. And for me, the key highlight was stopping at that pizza place. And I can't believe I actually debated it. The reason I debated it mostly is because it was nearly a half a mile off the road and, you know, almost a 1 mile round trip. But it was nice to sit down and get some warm food and some cold drink. And yeah, it kind of lifted my spirits, to be honest with you. And it also gave me an opportunity to begin hiking with a new fella here. It's not going to be a long-term thing. It's probably just today. He's trying to make some big miles to get out in front of his friends. If that makes any sense. He's left his hiking buddies and he's trying to make 20 miles a day to get a separation from his friends, because he's going to go home for about 4 days, and he hopes that he'll get 4 days ahead of them by hiking really long days. He took 2 weeks to hike really long days, and he hopes that that will be enough to create a cushion that once he gets back on trail, they will have caught up with him, if that makes any sense. So he's described his other friends to me, and it sounds like they all have about the same type of hiking speed and style that I have. So I might actually work to try to connect with these guys in a few days, late next week actually, when he gets back on trail, and maybe we can hike together, given the fact that I know the type of people we're talking about. And it looks like that the hardest thing out here is to try to find people who have the same speed of hiking, and it sounds like that they do, so that'd be great. Anyway, bugs are eating me up. I'm gonna get in this tent. Hope everybody's had a great day. We'll talk to you first thing in the morning. There's one other thing I wanted to add. I mentioned on yesterday's video that I had run into a family from Asheville. They're fairly famous, I would say, on the trail. They're called the Six Pack Hikers. So they have a YouTube channel with lots of followers. I think it'd be interesting to follow them and see how they get along as a family as they're trying to navigate this big Appalachian trail. Six Pack Hikers. That's it. Have a good one.